Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I'm Miss Lisa, and this is my YouTube channel where I talk about anything I want to, math and science. And what we're doing today is a calculator lab video using your TI-84 calculator just to learn a little bit more about graphing quadratic functions. Now, if you're following along in the book, this is Algebra 1, McDougal Littell, page 517, but you can learn this without this book. What this book is doing is they're having you do this investigation to see that when you have a quadratic function where it means that x is squared in it, that makes it quadratic, then you get a parabola shape. Now, whether the parabola is up or down or shifted has to do with the value of the coefficient of x squared, the coefficient of x, and the bare number. So what this little activity is going to have you do is they're going to have you graph different things and see what it does to the graph so that you will know by just looking at an equation sort of what it's going to look like before you do anything. You can just look at it and tell what it's going to be like. It's a really handy skill to have. Now, a couple of things before we get into it. One is that whenever you have a squared, then you're going to have this U shape called a parabola. And what is considered the answer to this, or the solution, is where this U touches the x-axis. So this equation has one solution because it's just sitting in one little spot. Okay. Also, we noticed that it's upturned, and that lets us know, you're going to see as you do this investigation, what it is that controls whether it's up or down. Now, this one is floating up and not touching the x-axis. So it has no real solutions. It has imaginary solutions, which is always kind of funny to me. And this one too, it has no solutions. They're just floating along. And I was going to show you, if you don't have this program, you need to get it. Okay, so I'm going to show you the program first. There is this button right here that says program. That stands for program. And I have this really great little program called discrimi. It stands for discriminant. And the reason why it's so great is it will solve a quadratic equation and tell you the answer, even if it's an imaginary solution. Now, I have a couple of other quadratic equations that will tell you the solution if it's not imaginary. I've got this one called, it looks like it says aqua D, but it's A quad. And then I also have B quad. So I have two regular quadratic equation programs. I definitely recommend you getting this. If you know me, you can bring your calculator by and I'll give you these programs. If not, you need to get them from someone else. They're out there. You can even write it yourself, but it's a little bit hard. But all of that's out there on the internet, either the instructions for writing the programs yourself, or you can also get them, you can download them from places. The TI-84 graphic calculator website has a bunch of programs you can download from it. If you're, you might have to have your parent register as your teacher to be able to get those programs and updates. I give you permission to do it. Your parent is your teacher. Get them to download everything for it. But you want to really try to get that discrimi because it will give you imaginary solutions too. Very handy for the upper level math classes. I want to say maths like they do in England. The college algebra, pre-calculus, those algebra classes where it's the harder stuff where you're dealing, algebra 2 even, where you're dealing with the imaginary numbers. Okay, oh, my calculator's getting dark. Okay, I don't want that. If you ever don't want something, you do second, quit, and that gets out of it. But that's not wanting to do it. I'm going to turn it off. Turn it back on again, and it's still there. I want to go y equals. All right, so anyway, we're going to start graphing these things. So let me turn my calculator off and start from the beginning. Turned it on. Ta-da! I can clear out what's in there, but I want to go to y equals. I have some math there from previous, so I'm going to hit clear to get rid of it. And what they want me to do first is they want me to use this setup, y equals ax squared, and they want a to be negative 2. So I'm going to put negative 2x squared. So that's my equation, and I'm going to hit graph and see what it looks like. Ta-da! It's upside down. Now, they want you to try a bunch of different things. I guess we'll go through all of this one. So the next one they want us to try is, well, what about if it's -1? Because my calculator is colored, I'm going to go ahead and put it in as my second one, and that way I can see the difference. So this time they want -1, and then here's my button for X, and get in the habit of whenever it's squared using this button. I know you can go up to, but you'll do better in the long run if you get in the habit of using squared, because you won't mess up with things being not or not in the denominator when you want it to be. Okay, so here comes my next one, and notice as that coefficient A got smaller, my U got bigger. So now I'm supposed to try it again with 1/2. So I'm going to go y equals, I'm going to go down to the third one so we can compare it. And I'm going to do -0.5 x squared. And I'm going to graph it. And it got even fatter. Okay, now I'm going to try +1/2. So I'm going to go down and do the same one, but leaving off the negative, 0.5 x squared. And it looks just like the other one, but it flips it up. So now we know that if the coefficient of x is negative, the u goes upside down. If it's positive, it goes right side up. The smaller the coefficient is, the wider the u gets. The larger the coefficient, the narrower the u gets. So you're going to continue trying all these different ways. Next, you're going to try it with a value for b. So you're gonna put in x squared plus, and then you're gonna put in these numbers for b. So your first equation will be x squared plus -4x. I'll do that one for you. I'm gonna delete what's in here. I'm gonna go down here and hit clear up, clear up, clear up, clear up. Okay, so I'll put just this one in for you. So what we're supposed to do is x squared. And now we're supposed to do, it's going to be negative. So instead of doing plus, I'm going to do -4x. Minus goes in the middle. This is in the middle of my equation, so I use -4x. And let's see. And let's put, for my extra one, just the regular x squared, so we can see how it compares to the regular one. Okay, so first is going to be our one with the -4x to see how that shifts it. And then we'll compare that to our x squared. So here's the one with the -4x. And so regular x squared is right here where it touches in one place. For this one, it touches in two places. It has two solutions. It shifted it over to the right and down. And notice how many it shifted it down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and notice it shifted it over 2 to the right. Okay, so you're going to continue investigating those. I don't want to give you all the answers, but those are pretty fun. Enjoy doing them. Math is great. See you next time.